Hey, welcome back to another episode, Privileged Bowhunter. I'm Andre Thompson. Hey, what I'm going to talk to you about is one sticking for the big guys. Hey, shout out to Greg Staggs. His YouTube channel has a whole lot of great information. He has the video, one sticking so easy. A 13-year-old can do it. What I want to present to you today is one sticking so easy. A 260-pound plus man can do it, right? So we know that a 200-pound man can do it. We know that a 160-pound man can do it. But I see a lot of questions on, can somebody who's on the bigger side of the, you know what I mean, the girth scale, if you will, can one stick, right? People say it looks like it's a lot of effort and they don't think they'll be able to do it. We're here. I just want to talk you through it right from my perspective. As I stand on the scale this morning, I'm somewhere between 265, 266, okay? Hopefully every time we do a video, that number ain't going up. Hopefully it starts coming down. But I'm going to take you through the things that are going through my head when I'm one sticking as a bigger guy, with being 6'2" as well, right? Having a different stride length. So I'll talk you through why I like the aider that I use. And like I said, my thought process when I'm going through this, I've got hunt after hunt after hunt on this specific system. The only thing that is new, really is this tethered roll pouch, which integrated perfectly and it actually made everything a lot smoother for what I'm doing. So before we get into the video though, I need you to make sure you stop what you're doing, hit the like button. You already know you liked the video before you've seen it. Make sure you share it, hit the notification bell when you subscribe. We love y'all. Let's go. All right, so I see a lot about, is one sticking good for big guys, or, I weigh this much, is anybody in the saddle hunting group that weighs over 250 pounds and one sticks? Well, currently as I stand, I'm about 265 to 270 depending. And I one stick, right? So I'm just gonna run through this. But first, last time y'all see me out here with a one stick, I had a two-step aider on. And if you remember, there was a clip in there. Chris was like, hey, well, could you do the same thing but with 3 steps? Basically because I was talking about I could reach longer than basically my foot step, my foot gait is. So with a 2-step aider, I would probably be somewhere down here, keeping in mind I'm about 6'2". So if I were about here, that would be a good stretch for the 2-step aider. But I still got plenty of arm length that I could go up, right? So my boy Matt over Vital Grounds Outdoors, he hooked it up. He sent me a 3-step aider, and it's been holding up. I went to Lanai, shot a small axis deer because we out there hunting for groceries, some pigs, done all types of hunts off of it, putting it through the ringer. As you can see, it's super muddy and it's held up, right? And it's nice and compact. So 3-step is the way to go for me. And then another benefit of the 3-step aider is a little bit shorter step length makes it a lot more comfortable. And as I'm going up the tree, as you know, like, you just want everything to be as nice and comfortable and easy. I don't want to be having to stretch too far up the tree, right? So here we are. Let's see what we can make it to. With this 3-step aider. So round 3. All right, about the same spot. Hey, so the key for me, right, and all you big fellas out there watching that want a one stick, it's just like with your climbing stick, like making sure that it's actually set, right? There's a knob over here. Hopefully I can get it on this GoPro angle. There's a knob on the tree over here. And as a newbie hunter, when I first started doing this, I figured since there was teeth in the standoff, that it would be okay, that it would grip the tree. And it would initially grip the tree, but especially us being 250 plus pounds, you really want to make sure you avoid knobs in the tree. So either go above it or below it, but definitely don't sit on it, okay? So that's really, really key to one sticking, because you are climbing up this rope ladder. We call it a aider, but really it's a rope ladder, right? So your dangers are really when you get to kick, if your foot kicks out here or here, right? And then that's gonna cause this stick to kick out from the tree. And that's when you end up with those shock loads on your gear, where you basically have a little bit of slack in your line and you fall. So that's what we want to avoid. So it's one thing for a 140-pound man to get up this tree and slip a little bit and have a slack load, but we're playing with higher odds when we're up there. We just weigh more. It is what it is. All right. So what I'm thinking in my mind, right? I have my lineman's belt. I got it girth hitched to my lineman loop, and it's just daisy chain. So at this point, I'm gonna take that locking loop that's out of the daisy chain, and I'm gonna have it ready to go, because I'm personally not gonna connect anything until I get to this first step. Well, to the top of this platform. Matter of fact, let me pause for a second. I want to measure from here to the ground, see what we got with this 3-step aider. If I can untangle this. All right. All right, so this is on the ground. I don't know if you can get a close-up of this, Chris, as best you can, but the top of that is sitting at 8 feet 1 inch. Maybe 8 feet 3/4 of an inch, because I know somebody in the comments are gonna call me out and say it was 3/4 and not a full inch. So that's a big deal for me. We were about here with the 2-step, and I know in the previous modified wingman video for 1 sticking, we had a measurement on there, so if we can remember to splice that into this video. So right here, my first step is at 7 foot 1 inches, right? Or 7 foot 1 inch. So we can get an accurate measurement of where we were at when we were using a 2-step aider. All right, so lineman's belt ready to go. I'm gonna use my roll pouch. Shout out to Tethrd for making awesome roll pouches. You're gonna have to excuse in the video, right? I pulled off all the camo form tape that I had on here, just because after hunting for, I don't know, a year straight off of this same Madrock and this carabiner, it kind of got worn out. So there is gonna be a little bit of noise, but understand, normally I have this nice and wrapped up. I just have to order some more from Amazon. All right, so, all right, big fella, you on the tree. You 250 pounds, you 300 pounds, get that toe into the tree. Don't bring that toe over here or over here. You ain't gonna get away with that with all of that weight behind you. You are going to kick out your stick. Get that toe dug into the tree. You go from there, you're just holding on and you're climbing up, right? All right, so now we already saw the measurement. My feet are at about 8 feet. I'm gonna use my lineman's belt. I'm gonna use my lineman's belt just so that when I'm hooking up my tether above my head, I can kind of be hands-free. I'm gonna do my best not to be breathing hard in the camera. I got this mic right by my face, so. Okay, so quick link up. Quick link is high. So I don't know what the general saddle hunting consensus is. I don't know if putting the platform or your one stick on the tree is considered your first move, but all the saddle hunting or the one sticking experts out there, y'all can tell me if that was a first move or second move. All right, I am full. I'm off my lineman's belt. I am on my one stick rope, which will later be my rappel rope. This will also have camoform tape here. If you don't kind of get it nice and bulky around here, this O-ring will actually go all the way around, and then even the screw gate for your Kong duck will rotate around there. So you want to eliminate that, but sometimes I just have to take a break from hunting and just go over my gear, because unlike y'all on the mainland, I don't have an off season. I can hunt pigs year round, and as long as I have time from work to get on the plane and go hunt axis deer, I can do that year round as well. So my gear doesn't really get that off season groom that a lot of y'all's get. Okay, come down just a little bit. All right, big fella, hey, listen. All right, here's where you gotta kind of relax. Here's where people say one sticking looks hard. Just hug the tree with your legs. You shouldn't even have to work your abs here. Grab onto the tree with, so I'm using my strong hand, my right hand, to grab the tree. And then I literally, bro, you can lean down. You'll be fine. That tether up there is holding your weight. Just grab this and pull up. All right, once you pull up, then you can switch hands. Look, I'm nice and free. I grab my rope, and you can do it nice and quiet. That cam cleat made zero noise. The noise is my carabiner hit my one stick, but that would all be taken care of when I'm hunting. Guys, one sticking is not that difficult, and it doesn't require that much effort. So at this point, I like to get my aider back between my legs. So I'll drop this down, and I grab my one stick rope again. Here, I'm jamming this one stick under this rope, and look, guys, I'm relaxed again. It's really simple. All right, so one thing about this, I don't know if it's common sense, but I'll say it just in case. I grab the bottom, like the bottom step and I pull out a little bit and down to really get this set in the tree. When these size 13s get on this platform, and when they're climbing up this 8er, I don't want to feel this stick kicking left or right at all. So we good? So once again, remember I told you at the bottom of the tree, get that toe into the tree. All right, grab. Now this tree is kind of hard to tell maybe, but it's actually at a little bit of an angle. And these are the trees that you really want to pay attention to and be on your P's and Q's, because I would bet that is the time where you're most likely to have a kick out. So there is some slack in my line right now. I'm just working to try to get it out. Don't do it in a panic though. If you're like panicky trying to get this slack out of your line, you might have something go wrong. But I know that I took the time to set my, I know that I really took the time to set that stick into the tree. I know that Matthew over at Vital Grounds Outdoors did a good job with that AM steel rope to set my climbing stick on. So I know we're in good business. Always sometimes look down and double check your handle, because sometimes you accidentally step on it and then you can't reach your one stick. All right, y'all leave in the comments below, was this move number 1 or does this count as move number 2? All right, so what I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna pause and see where I'm at. Let's get a measurement. Try not to pinch it against the tree, because somebody gonna comment on that. All right, we are at, all right, so my feet right now is at 13 feet and about 9 3/4 inches. All right, so right here, all right, big fella, you in this tree, you gotta be smart, right? There's a limb here, so what are you gonna do? Obviously, before you move this stick, what I would recommend is go ahead and get your tether, your actual secondary tether up above this. So I went on ahead and pre-staged that. So what I can do is go ahead and clip into this. Now this is where it might be beneficial to have like a long prusik and then a some type of, or even not a long one, but like a prusik and a tender. I did order one, I just haven't put it through the paces yet. Or you can go a Kong duck, but I like to back stuff up like that with a prusik as well. So that way you can nice and easily adjust where you're at on this, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start adjusting my weight into this tether. So I'm gonna kind of try to stand up here. Like I said, this is where a prusik tender would really shine. And so now my weight is in this. For the most part, I'm gonna start coming off the Madrock. Yep. if you don't make this adjustment before you get over that limb, what's going to happen is you're going to kind of get confused, and you're going to kind of put yourself in a dangerous position, because you're trying to, now you got slack in this line because you've moved up here. And then, so while you have too much slack in this line, you're also trying to adjust to one stick and pull your tether out of your pack and get it on the tree so you can get around that limb safely. I like to think we got so big because we so smart, we know how to find food real easily. So you got to use that same brain that allows you to find all those calories throughout the day, and make sure you see whatever obstacles there are, and figure out a way around them. So I'm just adjusting the length in this a little bit. And folks, you got to get out and practice this. I see a lot of comments on like saddle hunter forums and stuff like that about, it seems like people enjoy climbing the trees more than they enjoy hunting themselves. Well, here's the deal, folks, right? Like, we live in a real sedentary environment anyway. So if there's something that's getting people active and outside and practicing with their gear and having fun, and not just leaving like an old climber stand in a garage for a year straight, or, you know, or from off season to off season, because ain't no fun in just using a climber going up and down the tree. You know, this is getting people active, right? So just the negative comments in some of the forums, I think as a hunting community, especially as a saddle hunting community, I think we'd be better served kind of cutting out the negativity. We're already a small niche of the community. So if we're already not big in numbers, you know, we really should stick together. That's just my 2 cents, you know. All right, so now I have my tether above that limb. I have I have the rappel rope above the limb, and the tether is obviously there as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come off this tether, because the problem is with this, it's slack, right? So it's gonna be banging around and making some noise. All right, folks, nothing crazy happened. The GoPro just died. You see this one above me was running the whole time. But all right, so now we're here. It's time to make another move. So once again, I'm gonna wrap my legs around this tree, grab the tree with my strong hand, and lean to the side. Ugh. Switch hands, maybe. This is what happens when you get a little bit too greedy with how far you move. So. All right. The banging you're hearing is because I just, for the sake of time, I'm not gonna pull this off the tree right now and pack it up. So that's this carabiner. All right. Remember, before you go to like get it positioned on the tree, get your aider back between your legs. So I am where I want to be in hunting height, but I could move this a lot higher if I needed to. Could probably get another, you know, few inches out of it. I think you saw in the last move, I got 6 feet out of that one. So I'll probably only get like 3 or 4 out of this, but that's because I'm at my desired height. toe into the tree. Check that this is set. Don't get lazy because this is your last move. Got some limbs in the way. And a camera above my head. All right. All right, I'm gonna chill right here because the camera's above my head and everything's in the way. But yeah, here I am. So if you're a big guy, you already know you just sweat a little bit. Keep in mind, I am in Hawaii. All right, so I am right at 19 feet, a little bit, well, I'm at about 19. Are you all the way on the ground? Okay. So I'm at 19 or 18 feet, 10 and a half inches. So easily, right? I told you if I didn't have this camera right above my head, I had plenty more room left on that final move if I wanted to. So I got to about, I want to say 4 feet on this last move. I usually average, if I'm trying to really get up a tree, about 6 feet per move, especially with this 3-step aider. So if you add that other 2 feet on, I would have almost been at, what, I said 18 feet. I think I said 18 feet, 10 inches, right? Hold on. So I would have been almost at 21 feet with this final move right here. I think that's sufficient to hunt. Okay, and like I said, you can keep going indefinitely, right? As far as you want. I could get above, if I really wanted to, get above my camera arm and made that happen. So don't even worry about it. I got a cheap one for a reason. All right. So unfortunately for this one, I gotta pull this camera down. I like to do my rope management kind of while I'm just sitting here. So I'm gonna take this tether. I'm using 8mm and I'm gonna daisy chain it. All right, big fella, you can come down the tree fast too. All right. Like Miss Carter said, it's over. Well, it's almost over. I still got to get my rope out the tree. So I actually get my rope out of the tree a little bit different than what I've seen folks do. When I'm using, like, when I'm pulling on the Dynaglide, I just kind of start organizing it from the go. at the bottom of the tree. So just this figure eight that everybody loves to do because it's legit. It keeps your rope from getting all tangled up when you drop it out of the tree. All right, so I'm gonna pull it and see if it comes out. A lot of times it don't. I have to usually attach to something, which for whatever reason, just ain't holding. So I just take my fingers out, and you got to kind of walk back a little bit. I got this tree in my way. Hold on. Let me get this off me. Use all that weight you got, right? The reason why you were worried about, can you saddle hunt and attach it to your saddle, and then boom, out of the tree. So you can't do this if you're 100 pounds. If you're 145 pounds, you gotta have some, you can't be too light in the cakes to do that. All right, so rope's almost out of the tree, but we're gonna pause for the cause. Thank y'all for watching. We love y'all. Thank you for commenting. If you did, thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing and hitting the notification bell and sharing. If you're gonna share it, make sure you spell it right. It's Privileged. I know you know how to spell bow hunter. We love y'all. Peace.